Right now, somewhere in your pocket or on the table next to you, a small glass rectangle is waiting. You already know what it is. You know exactly how it feels to reach for it without deciding to. But the real answer for why you do that is far stranger than you think. It has nothing to do with apps, it has nothing to do with notifications or design tricks or dopamine loops built by engineers in California. Those things matter. But underneath them is something much older. Something that was already running in your brain long before glass and metal existed. Something built for a world of grass and shadow and silence, not one of screens. Picture your ancestors 40,000 years ago. A small group, maybe 20 or 30 people, moving across open land. There is no police force. There is no hospital. There is no way to call for help. The only thing standing between that group and disaster is information. Who is nearby? What they are doing? Whether they are friend or threat. That information had to be gathered constantly because missing it could mean death. So the brain built a system for it. A system that never really turns off. Researchers call it vigilance, but you can think of it more simply as an itch. An itch to check, to scan, to know what is happening around you right now before it's too late to react. Here's the strange part. That itch does not care what century it is. It does not know the difference between a rustling bush and a vibrating phone. To your nervous system, both are the same kind of signal. Something changed. Something needs your attention. Check it now. Psychologist and evolutionary theorist Robin Dunbar spent decades studying how early humans stayed connected in groups too large for any one person to track through direct observation alone. His research on social bonding showed something important. Humans evolved to constantly monitor relationships, not occasionally, but as an ongoing background process. Who likes who? Who is upset? Who is gaining status? Who is losing it? This wasn't gossip for entertainment. It was survival math. Your phone didn't invent that hunger. It just gave it an outlet that works 24 hours a day. Think about what a notification actually is. A small red circle, a number, a sound. On the surface, meaningless. But to the part of your brain built by hundreds of thousands of years of tribal life, it reads as something else entirely. It reads as, something in your social world has changed. Someone is talking about you. Someone needs you. Someone might be a threat, or an ally, or an opportunity. And your ancestors' brains were never built to ignore that kind of signal. Ignoring it could mean being the last to know your status in the group had shifted. And status wasn't abstract back then. Status could mean the difference between eating and starving. Now add another layer. Uncertainty. In the 1930s, psychologist B.F. Skinner ran a series of experiments with pigeons that would end up explaining something about your own thumb. He built a box with a lever. Sometimes pressing the lever gave the pigeon food. Sometimes it gave nothing. The reward was random. And here's what happened. The pigeons that received food unpredictably pressed the lever far more obsessively than the ones who got food every single time. Why would randomness create more craving than certainty? Because the brain isn't built to seek reward. It's built to seek the possibility of reward. Uncertainty keeps the system alert in a way certainty never can. If food came every time, the pigeon's brain could relax. But when the outcome was unknown, checking became the only way to resolve that unknown. And resolving the unknown, for a brain built by evolution, feels like safety. Now think about your phone again. You don't know what's waiting when you unlock it. Maybe nothing. Maybe something important. That uncertainty is not an accident. It's the exact same mechanism from Skinner's box, just wearing a different shape. Except this time the lever fits in your hand and travels with you everywhere. Here's where it gets stranger still. Your ancestors didn't just scan for threats and status, they also craved connection itself, as a biological need, not a luxury. Isolation, for most of human history, was not peaceful. It was dangerous. A person separated from the group had no one to watch their back while they slept, no one to share food during a bad season, no one to warn them a predator was near. Neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger found something remarkable when she studied social rejection using brain imaging. The regions that activate when someone feels excluded overlap heavily with the regions that activate during physical pain. Being left out doesn't just feel bad in a metaphorical sense. Your brain processes it, in some ways, like an injury. So when you open your phone and see a message, a like, a reply, a small moment of being seen, you're not experiencing something trivial.